Where were you when? Seems to kind of be our theme this summer with our Trailblazers, huh?
I got back from a wonderful appointment with our friends at Trajan Wealth, and I walked into the kitchen, and I'm unpacking some stuff. The little guy's taking a nap, and it was one of those, like, all of a sudden, it just caught fire. It felt like we went from 0 to 100 really quick, of like, this might happen to, wait a minute. It happened. It's done. Not like we're speculating in the coming days this agreement might be reached. It went from, we think there's some mutual interest, to, he signed a 3-year, $42 million contract in like 10 minutes.
So I was working out, so I'm in my garage gym, and I just happened to be in between a rep, and I went, anything happen?
Scroll.
I opened it quickly. Zach Lowe, first tweet I saw.
Yeah.
There's mutual interest between Damian Lillard and the Trailblazers. Now, I hear what you're saying. 10 minutes later, he signed. When I see Zach Lowe tweet, he doesn't do transactional tweets.
No, he does not.
So if Zach Lowe's tweeting that, that's a done deal in my brain.
Yeah.
And maybe a second later, I pull it down to refresh it, because if Zach Lowe's tweeting this, it's got to break.
Yeah.
Bill Oram.
Yeah.
Trailblazers and Dame Lillard finalizing a 3-year deal, and I went,
whoa.
What?
Whoa.
And then I responded to it, and then you go back and refresh. Shams Charania, 3 years, $42 million deal. What?
It happened so quickly that I tried to get a poll question up on our show page, and in the time that I started writing the poll question to posting the poll question,
it aged poorly
because I said it's being reported they're in communication about a reunion.
I saw that.
And by the time I posted it, I'm like, oh, great, 3 years, $42 million. I could have said he signed it. And I'm like, dude, I'm not deleting it and posting it again. Everybody gets the point, but that's how fast things move yesterday.
That was the unfortunate part. I saw that poll question. I went, dude, this guy's already late. He's already late.
It was too quick for me. I didn't see it coming that fast, man. That's what she said.
I don't think anybody did. That was nuts.
It was a bananas day yesterday. An absolute bananas day yesterday. And it's the reaction in this city has been really fun to watch from people of the vibes are back, baby. The vibes are back.
I mean, look, you can't argue with that. The vibes are definitely back.
You cannot knock the vibes in Rip City right now.
No.
The vibes are off the charts.
Well, and, we had talked about potentially it happening, but most of us just thought this was going to be after the next team.
Yeah, I got wind of
that
this,
was the universal feeling.
that he would retire as a Blazer
like the
at
last
some point.
year or two of his career, he signs like a vet min, he comes back, oh, Damian Lillard, and he waves his hand, he scores 8 points.
Yes, I'm thinking Gary Payton in a Miami Heat uniform. That's where my mind is going. And I know that's not the reunion, but that's the kind of player and the role that I foresaw coming in the years ahead.
Sure.
Not quite this quickly. Felt like every intel and everybody who is, quote unquote, plugged in was saying this probably won't happen for a while. And then all of a sudden, boom, there you go. Lillard's in a Blazer uniform again.
He's back.
He's back, baby.
He's freaking back.
He's back.
I can't believe it, man.
Rip City.
It's nuts. It's just nuts.
It is pretty wild. It still hasn't quite. And I don't know if it'll take maybe seeing him in a Blazer uniform, if it'll be the first, TV interview that he does with Brooke Olzendam. It's going to take a while for this one to, sink in of oh, that's right. Because it's one thing to see the videos and to know that he's there. The first game that he runs out of the tunnel is going to be pretty wild.
Well, I ask you this, though. I'm sure we have examples that I don't know of or I don't remember. The first game of the season, they usually do, the whole team in the lineup thing.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
The whole roster gets introduced?
Just for the first game, and then it becomes just the starting five, if my memory serves correctly.
Okay, I'll take your word for it.
Have we ever had a player in a suit get the loudest ovation by a galaxy mile than we're going to have a night? I'm going to this game.
The answer is no, you have not.
I don't know what weeknight it's going to fall on this year, if it's a Tuesday, if it's a Wednesday, a Thursday.
You got to be there.
But I'm going to go because even though he's not playing, I know it's going to be the loudest ovation when they say his name and he's in street clothes.
You get the letter O. Well, he will be in street clothes, and it will be the letter O, and that building, the roof might blow off of it.
I had two people separately. Two people text me separately yesterday at different points and basically echo, I'm going to a game to just see him sit on the bench.
Just to look at him in the flesh.
So, I was texting.
Those are the vibes right now.
I was texting with Danny. I was like, they're going to sell a lot more tickets this year.
It's a great business plan. That's for sure.
There's no doubt the interest of, even though he's not playing, just seeing him sit in street clothes, watch him walk out. People are going to cheer when he walks out, chewing gum. They definitely got to capitalize on that one.
This has been a week where the roller coaster emotions have been extreme because we did a segment, what was it, on Tuesday? Whatever day the Adam Silver quote came out of, like, they need a new arena.
It was Tuesday,
and it's
yeah.
our preference that the team stays in Portland. And, like, that's a little alarming, using the word preference, and we need a new stadium. And I'm not loving the tone that I'm hearing from the league right now.
Sure.
To go from, are we leaving to Seattle, to Damian Lillard is back in 48 hours is a hell of a roller coaster of emotions. And they might, too, coincide of like, we need to put a few more butts in the seats. Let's bring the letter O back because, that'll put the butts in the seats.
Well, I think you'd be completely misguided. This is my opinion. I think you'd be really misguided if you don't think this matters for that conversation.
Oh, it absolutely does.
Because you've got one of the more popular players a city in that league has had.
Yeah.
I don't know where he ranks on the all-time pantheon. I know at least he's in the top 75 players of all time. But when you go franchise guys, this is part of that conversation that I think a lot of outside people kind of miss. And some even people in market don't agree with it. But when we say franchise player, when he left, you could certainly say, well, guys, he wasn't the all-time Blazer, so he never got to a finals, and he never won the title, so it's Bill or it's Clyde. Certainly understand it. If you go just from a talent standpoint, it's Clyde.
Yeah.
It's Bill. But the part that people miss was the identifying with a city and the really embracing of not wanting to leave. And even when he left, it was, if we're just being honest, kind of a forced situation.
The Blazers forced his hand. He never wanted to leave town.
Because they wouldn't want to be the ones to be like, they traded their guy.
No.
It was more like, we're just going to build a situation that makes it pretty obvious you're not winning.
Yeah, they didn't want to be the bad guy, and they made him be the bad guy.
And, yeah, there were feelings that were hurt there, and they've mended those fences, obviously. But this is part of why that conversation isn't ridiculous. Like, I've heard some of the national podcast guys, the Simmons of the world, it's Clyde, it's so stupid. It's like, buddy, you don't live here. You don't understand what – how do you not understand what goes into a franchise player? It's not just the success. It's also, we're Portland. We don't win a lot.
No.
We don't get nice things.
We don't have a lot of guys who actually want to be here.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who was moving back to Portland just to rehab his injury. Whether he signed here or not, he was going to be here for the next year.
Dude, I forgot this until I heard Richmond say it. That guy made COVID not matter in Portland, Oregon, USA, because you remember we weren't allowed to have fans, and he was like, this is bull.
Yeah.
And they reversed their stance on it.
They did.
And we're
we put some people in the stands, please.
They were like, yeah, let's ignore science for the basketball game.
Damian Lillard said so. We're going to put butts in the
Dame
seats.
said so.
Yeah.
Like, that's real, power there.
Yeah.
That's weight that you carry in a city. So that was always part of the equation. And now that he's back after just, 2 seasons?
2 seasons.
It's right back in that conversation for people.
It is so spot on because if you're looking at the greatest player in Blazer history, like the most talented, it's unquestionably Peak Walton. Peak Walton won an MVP.
Peak Walton probably wins multiple
He won
titles,
an NBA title. Like, he's clearly the best player of the history of the Blazers.
Right.
And he's the best we've ever seen. Longevity-wise, no. But from a peak performance standpoint, nobody has matched what he's done. But when it comes to the emotional tie, that's one of the things that does make our market unique. And it also is just kind of a rarity nowadays in the NBA. Like, how many guys, currently speaking, have that level of an emotional pull with a single city and a fan base? And there just isn't that many of them left because a lot of guys in that league bounce around. And so even after he left for 2 years, it wasn't that long. He's back, and the emotions are still fresh for a lot of fans in this area. And so it's almost a dying breed in the entire league. And then you add on top of it how unique our market is and our inability to sign stars and our inability to get guys to want to say, I want to be in Portland, I want to play in Portland. He is the outlier in all of that in our history. Yeah. And so that's always what has been the connecting tissue between our city and him as a star player.
I mean, Bill did a great job, I think, at the end, not his life per se, but like his broadcasting career, re-identifying with the city and kind of connecting again. But the playing days, like once he left, it was sour. Clyde, I mean, Clyde's on the record of basically, I hate this administration or ownership group.
Yeah, when they sell, I'll be back around. But until then, I'm not going to be back around.
Right. So, like, that's not in a great spot right now. Like, this is kind of it for them. Yeah. I'd point to when you go around the league, guys drafted that are committed. It's why I didn't really bat an eye at the Devin Booker extension. I know Phoenix is kind of a joke to people right now, but like they gave him that big deal. He's going to make $70 million a year, and they're like, oh, I don't know if it's worth it. Or like, Why are we not understanding what it means to a city, a fan base, and also the other side, the player liking where they're at?
Yeah,
of just
and wanting to be there.
This matters.
Yep.
And $70 million by the time he starts making it, that's going to be pretty normal, I would imagine, for most stars in the league. So
in the NBA, yeah.
Yeah, I think there's not a lot of it going on in the league right now. Devin Booker is kind of your... Maybe Anthony Edwards has this with Minnesota.
You probably got that. You got Curry and Golden State, obviously.
Golden State, right.
It's probably the prime one. Yep. Outside of that, I mean...
You don't got it a lot.
You got young guys who I don't think you can throw into that category yet of meaning to their city because they haven't been there that long.
They need to go through the test of
the
time,
ups
right?
and the downs. Like Giannis is this way in Milwaukee, but
Giannis,
that's clearly
Steph,
on thin ice.
Devin Booker, there's not a lot of them in the league. And so...
No. You would have said Luka in Dallas, and no longer would you say that.
That wasn't his choice, though.
No, it was not.
Yeah, it was a special moment. It was crazy.